is now 17 edition. Today we are going to cover retail and service brands. Before I introduce you with the brand, let me start you through the Q&A process. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type the question into the Q&A box. Once we are done with the presentation, we will stop your questions and we'll answer all your queries. While we run you through with the presentation and the brand brief, I would request you please keep sharing your queries and make this webinar more interactive. First one is Gold Cash, leading gold mining company. They are IUC certified public limited company and they are coming up with business. To have Mr. Bharat, co-founder at Goldcast, on this panel with us today to tell you more about this opportunity. Bhavani ji, I would like to welcome you on this platform today. And I want to request you to please share the business opportunity and franchisee options with all the participants watching you live.
Hi all. Good evening. This is Bhavani. I'm the co-founder to Gold Cash. I guess is it audible to most of you, right? Somebody can put me a message, right? It's audible.
Yes, it's audible.
We'll present about our Gold Cash opportunity on franchise. We are a gold buying company and ISO certified 9001 2015, and we are the public limited company, and we are based out of entire pan India in all major cities. We have an extension of around 56 branches pan India, and we are. Is it audible? Somebody's messaging. It's
audible.
Okay. So we are a gold buying company, and we are there across in pan India for around 56 branches pan India, and we started up this journey in 2017 late, and 2018 we started off increasing our footholds in the entire major cities in India. Our nature of business is primarily into gold buying and the release of the mortgage gold, which are the pledged gold at banks, NBFCs, and financial institutions. This is a model which we have mastered in terms of releasing the pledged gold in most of the banks where people or the customer lies as defaulters or NPS, or else they want to clear up the loans, but they are unable to because of their finances. So that's one of the biggest business which we've been garnering currently right now, and we are into gold buying in the open market in the entire. So these are our business. We have a vision to get into a transforming, and revolutionize the entire gold buying industry, and our mission is pretty progressive mission, and this company has got several awards in 2019 as the National Achievers Award and also the global the global Golden Award in 2021. And of late, say 5 days before, we've got an Iconic Achievers Award as the best leaders in gold buying industry. Our founder is Dr. Rajan Lal Srivastav. When he started up this business, he had the venture into finding the opportunity for customers who wants to monetize the gold. So our services, which includes our gold buying and the gold loan pledging, and also we have a gold saving plan, which is a EMI scheme plan, which is a 10+2 EMI scheme plan. We are also an aggregator to gold loan, but that's not a part of the franchise model. It's an enterprise model. Our business has got a low cost investment, which is a one-time investment of 15 lakhs, out of which 3 lakh is the brand fee and 12 lakh is the setup cost, which is refundable at the end of the 5 years of the contract period or the agreement period. In the entire 12 lakh setup, we support manpower, we support the XRF spectrometer, which is a high cost element in the as a machine which checks in the gold, and it's called like gold analyzer or an XRF spectrometer. We also support the marketing cost to run and to promote the business in the operating place. We support the rentals, the electricity, the advance rentals, the maintenance, and all the other expenses. And we also support the furniture, fixtures, surveillance, the regulatory expenses, everything. So the all expenses are borne out. So effectively, all the capex and the opex are borne out by the company. So this is our franchise model, and why we say that okay, we have to have our reasons to partner is because we have mastered and we have had a proven success into this model, and we are present in pan India and in most of the major cities. We have been better in terms of having our CRM and technological advances. Advantage, and all the support which has been given by the brand has already been entailed, and it's a low cost one time investment. And whatever the what we require in terms of the franchise is we require an area uh, uh, approximately to a range of 100 to 150 to 200 square feet, and and what we give to our to franchise is a 1% of the purchase turnover, or 1% of minimum guarantee on the investment, which is 15,000, whichever is higher for that particular month. So this is our business model. 1% of the purchase turnover is like we say normal and average. If you see when we when we take in the highest performing branches and the lowest, I mean the average performing branches has come to approximately around 45-50 grams a day. So that's effectively approximately around 1 to 1.5 kilo per location. That's what it is. So on a 1 to 1.5 kilo as per ASP of around 5,500, because the gold in terms of our buying is an 18 karat, 20 karat, 21 karat. In that case, the fluctuation happens. So an average, if you're looking at a 5,500 or 5,300, 5,400, goes to approximately around close to 1 kilo, approximately would be around 55 lakhs, because it's a fluctuating, because 18 carat is one, 22 carat is one, and then 21 carat. It's a fluctuating prices. So in that case, the average is taken at 5,500. So this is the model which is, and in the maximum range, at certain cases, most of the branches in India, I think most of the branches, uh, almost around 30% of our branches contributes approximately 80 grams per day on an average, 80, 110, 120. So this is our maximum to a level of 140 grams for an average. So this is one of the scalability of the business, which can go to approximately around close to more than a crore in terms of our buying, and minimum would be approximately around close to 50 lakh close per month buying in terms of our purchases. So effectively, the opportunity to a franchise comes to around close to around 45-50,000 to a scale of around 1 lakh. This 1 lakh is capped at maximum around 1 crore, because of a reason is that the higher we buy, the more we buy, the thinner the margins would be. So this is capped at 1 lakh. And the contract period is 5 years. In fact, the agreement is for the period of 5 years. And after the post the 5 years, the 12 lakh is refunded back to the franchise. And we support all the entire functions of the operations, starting from working capital, everything. So everything, all regulatory, all compliances are on to us. The franchise earns a benefit of a 1% on purchase turnover. So average, if you look into in terms of the payback, it comes to from about close to around 16 to 17 months. So this is our model.
Anything you would like to add on related to the locations and the expansion?
Pardon?
Anything you would like to add related to the location and the expansion?
Locations.
Yeah, locations, wherein you're looking the expansion for the brand.
Locations are primarily all the sub-tier 2 and tier 3 locations across pan India. So, but yes, if you look into our first major A would be primarily part of east and north and west part of India, because south predominantly has got one of the A which has into the reserve, but south is open, right? So we've been now looking for most of the places in south. So east, north, and west part of India is one of the COI for what we've been looking currently right now. So these are our plans, and we've been looking for primarily the extensions more in the part of the east, north, and the west part of India, and the part of south also.
Okay. Alright. So, guys, we are starting the question answers. If you have any questions related to the brand, any understanding, any clarity you want, you can put your question into the question box. I'll take the question on behalf of you and reply your answer. Really. So, there is one more thing which I want to ask you is about the revenue. What would be the revenue share in this model? Also, we are doing only FOCO model.
It's a complete FOCO model. It's completely operated by the company, and it's a franchise model.
All right. I think it is wonderful because the investor doesn't have to do anything. They only have to invest and then have to just see the work or the numbers. Say. One question is there which has been asked by Prasanna Kumar. How will gold which is purchased will transfer to gold company and how will the payment made?
Come again. Sorry, because your voice was cracking. Come again.
Okay, so there is a question being asked by Mr. Kumar. How gold which is purchased will transfer to the gold cash company and how the payment will be made?
Okay. Once a customer comes in, we value the gold in terms
So
of
like what is the
okay. The process is that the customer comes in, we measure the gold in front of the customer. The entire transaction is done. I mean, the measurement, the accurate checking, the authentic checking, which is happening, is in front of the customer. So the gold is measured in the gold purity is measured in the spectrometer. And it analyzes the entire elements of what the gold contents are based on the purity percentage and the valuation of the current market value that is paid to the customer, and the margins are kept in. See, margins are always there because once we buy the gold, it has got a separate commodity value, and so based on the commodity value of buying, along with the margins, is calculated in front of the customer, and the customer is paid directly from the company. So primarily, all the transaction which happens in the mode of NEFT, IMPS, or RTGS as per the value. There is no cash transaction though, but yes, anything which is less than almost around 10,000, close to 15,000 rupees, as are paid in cash at times when the customer requires that, okay, it has to be paid in cash. So it is paid directly by the company. Here, the franchise
okay?
is not involved in terms of the remittances which happens from the company.
All right, understood. Any question, Yogita, you want to take up?
No, Neha. Fine.
Right. Okay, one last question which I want to take up is about the breakup which you did mention, the 15 lakh of amount which is being invested, and here you have mentioned that the average ROI is 72%. So if you just let us know about the current running, the sale of current running centers or outlets which you have already.
All locations are there. We have got in Mumbai, we've got Delhi, we've got Gurgaon, we've got, I mean, most of the major states, if you see that Maharashtra, Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, UP, Uttarakhand, we are there, Madhya Pradesh, we are there, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, uh, uh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. So these are the locations, even Tripura, Assam, we are there.
All right. Thank you so much, Bhavani ji. I personally like your concept about brand as well as the investment part is something which is very much suitable for anyone, even the person who is from middle class family can go for this kind of business. scalable brand altogether, and it is easily accessible and to do for anyone. Thanks a lot for joining us, and I can still see the questions coming into the box. Uh, we have time limit to the show, and we can only answer a few questions. So, which we guys, I can see some of you raising your hand. I would request you to please type your question into the Q&A box. You can take up your question. You can answer that because platform we are not allowed to take you on the speaker. So, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks a lot. So, with this, I would like to move forward and would like to introduce you with another brand of today. Bhavani, you can stop sharing the screen for now. And the another brand, next brand for today is Nykd by Nykaa. We all know what Nykaa is. Nykaa is a brand which is there in the market, and everyone has seen, must have seen this brand online as well as offline. We have so many categories, and one of the category today we are going to cover is the lotteries. We do have we do have Mr. Abud from Naked by Nykaa on this platform today to let you know about the opportunity for franchises available in the market. I would like to welcome you on this platform, Mr. Abud, and I would like to request to please share the business opportunity for the franchisee partners available in India with your brand. Over to you.
Hello, Neha. Okay, thank you, Neha. Thank you so much for welcoming me. I assume it's a great opportunity for the brand to showcase the product and the presentation and talk about the brand. Um, so I'll start with the presentation. NYKD is a private label of Nykaa, which is under Nykaa's portfolio. This is a lingerie brand, and as you can see, the first image of the presentation, which clearly shows that this brand is all about inclusiveness. We include all body types. We are not a brand which only talks about someone which is fit or thin, slim. We talk about all the body types. Now to start with the next, if I go to the next slide. So just a second, there's some. Okay, I think this is moving a little faster. Okay, so today we'll be discussing three major agendas. We'll be talking about the market opportunity, which is currently in the market. If we look at the lingerie segment in the country, we'll try to understand India's leading, like Naked being India's one of the leading omni-channel where we are present, since when we are doing business and how we are performing. We'll be talking about the pillars of NYKD EBOs. Then we'll be talking about the finances, Naked NYKD stores must have and plan going forward. Okay, so now talking about the growth opportunity. So if we look at the market currently, to start with 2018, the market was of almost 20,000 crore, 21,000 crore. In 2023, it has gone up to 37.7 thousand crores, and it is expected to grow till 68,000, almost the double of what it is in present today in 2008. The thing is, in India, the biggest problem right now is the consumers are not spending too much on the lingerie product, being a lot of reasons. If we compare it from other countries like China, Thailand, and like countries which are like our neighboring countries. So our purchase of lingerie or undergarment products are 90% lesser than our neighboring countries. So we clearly have a very huge opportunity in this segment. Sorry, there's some issue. I'll just try to reduce it, and then because I'm moving it going really fast. Okay, now Okay, now talking about the market landscape, the whole market is very unorganized if you look at the offline segment. So if we talk about the offline segment, it's majorly divided into three different portion of the sales point. Trade, one of it is trade. The trade is a shop, mom and pop shop, where you walk into a store, there'll be multiple brands kept in the store over the counter. You'll ask for a product, they'll give it to you. That's a kind of shop we consider as trade. Now the second type of format will be your large retail format, such as lifestyle shopper stop, and the third one is EBO. So the problem which I feel the prevalent in the market currently is no education of the consumers are not very well educated in terms of the kind of product is available in the market. Then also they have a lot of misconception and myth about the fitting, that there's a standard fit which you get across the brands. Then return is also a very big issue which people a lot of time they don't pick a product thinking that product will not be returned. Then the kind of product which is displayed at the stores is like very core and very classic. You don't find a lot of experimental or the functional usage products are kept at the store level. So now where I was talking about the trade shop, this is how a trade shop looks, where you can clearly see that it's everything is kept, like multiple brands are mixed. If you and women will not be very comfortable asking about like if we specifically talk about lingerie and undergarment product, then asking over the counter for a particular or specific type of product. So this is how the trade shop looks. Now talking about the large format outlet. So this is how a large format outlet looks like. Yeah, so this is how a large format outlet looks like. You'll see a small area dedicated for a laundry brand, like 20-25 square feet, maybe. The biggest problem again here will be the full potential of the brand cannot be represented over here. The store will always want to buy a product which is little fast mover, or like 20-30 styles which are maybe beige, uh, black, white. So something which is easy core product, which is easy for a store to sell, and they don't kind of display the whole range of the product. Maybe if a brand will have 200-250 options, a retail store might buy 25-30 style to keep it at the store, that too core. Again, at the same time, they'll try to promote and push their own brand and product in the store. So again, the customer always loses on the chance of buying a superior and a better product from the store. Now the next format is EBO, and the reason for its existence, why an EBO is important and why its existence is important. So, like I was talking about general trade, so unorganized display, limited conversation, where like people are not able to communicate well for what exactly they're looking for and their requirement. Department store, again, the constraint I spoke about, a small brand section, limited ability for the brand to come live. That is where the whole range is not presented at the store. At the same time, EBO is a representation of brand, because we are able to segment and display the product efficiently and effectively. If a customer wants to walk into a store, for example, if a customer wants a sports bra, the customer will know that I know we have to go through the whole range. I have to get into a EBO kind of setup where the brand has displayed all their product. So EBO always works out in a much better and efficient way when a customer is looking for a specific product type, or a requirement is a little specific. Again, at the same time, when a national level brand is there, then you find financially it's more viable and better to go ahead with the EBO kind of setup. Now, basically, it's talking about the India omni channel, like our presence across the channels in the country. So to start with, the target market we are looking at is 24 to 35 years of age, a woman who is free, and someone who wants to communicate and don't women doesn't hesitate the kind of customer we are targeting. Looking at the three channels, e-commerce, general trade, and EBO. So we are present across Amazon, Flipkart, launching in the year October 20. So, on Amazon, we launched in May 2021. Started with a sale of 1 lakh per month, and now we are clocking 3 crore sale per month. Talking about general trade, we are doing almost 4 to 5 crore a month, with presence across 1400 plus stores in 22 states, which is the data is still September 23. So so when we talk about EBO, building experience, so this EBO always helps consumer and the brand also to build and understand the brand. And EBO always helps in feeding into omni-channel model as a preferred brand. Now, if we talk about different pillars of Nykaa, so there are 5 pillars which yeah, these are the 5 pillars. Building the brand is the first and the prime most. Once the brand is built, so the communication goes across the consumer, and understanding of the brand becomes clearer for the consumers. Educating women is again a very important thing, because women needs to know and understand the product well before purchasing it. Then promoting conversation fittings. So these two are very important thing, because if conversation is not happening amongst the seller and the purchaser, it's not a very ideal situation to be in, because then in that case, if the consumer is not liking the product, and the customer and the seller is not communicating about the right kind of product, the consumer might not come back, and a resale, a, rep, a repeat customer, a chance of repeat customer will decrease substantially. Then display technique and financial model. So these are two things again we'll be talking about in the upcoming slides. So to start with building the brand, okay, so okay, educating and promoting. This slide basically talks about what I was saying, that it's very important for a conversation to happen between a customer and a consumer, be it a different body type or a specific requirement for a full day wear or a outdoor wear. Now, if we talk about the conversation which has to happen. So at a store, we have a brand advisor who helps a consumer to identify the right kind of product they are looking for, and take the person post understanding their requirement across the store, and guide the consumer for the right kind of product. Now, display of technically superior product. So display. So we all say in retail that जो दिखता है बिकता है. It's very that's very important, because if you're not displaying the right kind of product at store, people will not understand what exactly we are selling. Before entering a store, people always look at the facade. So right kind of display is very important, and that too superior kind of product which are not available across other counters, and that's why EBO is there to display and offer a better and superior product. So these are some of the display pictures from our Jolly Garden store. Okay, so this is how the layout of the Jolly Garden store is. So since this is a lengthwise store, so you can see a clear bifurcation of different segment. So to start with, you can see a bra advisor, which I was talking about for the communication bit. Now you have a new arrival section here. For the customer, for the repeat customer, if someone is walking in the store again and again, they'll know that there are new products which has arrived, and they can directly have a look and understand that product. Then you have different pantry table, then display brand display segment. So this basically has been divided into it's a very logically and a systematic way of division of segment, in such a way that people can go through across the store and experience the whole store, and kind of get into the right kind of product which they are looking at. Now the most important part of the store, which is a trial room, and we have kept a decently big trial room compared to any retail outlet, which will be almost 25% of the space which has been allocated for the store. So here we can see, we believe the trial room is a very important space, at least in lingerie segment, because when a women is walking into the store and purchasing a garment, she would like to get into trial room, try it. Maybe if she's walking with a colleague or a friend, she would like to take a feedback on fit and things like that. So trial room being a very important part. So we have kept the size of trial room fairly larger compared to other format of the retail uh, apparel setup. So this is one of the trial room which is in the Rajouri Garden store. You can see there's a sitting place next to the trial room, some like for friends and colleagues. So this is again some of the images from our stores. So you can see some of the communication happening within the store where we have clearly mentioned about the sizes and other details, which helps customer to identify the right product. Now, talking about the financial model. So, with this model, what we are aiming to achieve our payback in less than 2 years. Then again, break even. Typically, we're expecting to cover within a period of 1 year. EBITDA, what we're expecting from the store is 18 to 20%. So and in order to get that, there are a few like stringent competition benchmarking is what we do from the brand side. Footfall benchmarking is done before the store is being finalized. So once the store is being getting finalized by the franchisee, we do our recce in terms of marking the competition. Then we are also checking from our side that if the location is right for the kind of footfall we are looking for the store. We also look at sorry. We also look at the management who is handling that store, whether it's good to go ahead with that kind of owner or that kind of management of the store. We should not be a hindrance in a later state, like there shouldn't be any conflict. So all these background checks are done from our end. Now, getting into the most important part, which is the financial in terms of the trade. So I would like to highlight some of the terms of the trade, and I think this slide will be shared with the interested franchisees, and you can obviously go through and understand all bits and pieces and get back to us at any point in time. So the margin which we are offering is 40% on MRP, and that is net of taxes for the full price sale. Margin during discounted sale will be 20%. Just to give a highlight of the discounted, so across, you'll see in the next slide also, we have considered that a bit. So discounted merchandise, we across the year, we don't sell anything more than 8 to 10% of merchandise on discount. And that is also on a share call of the franchisees if they want to keep discounted, because we don't promote or push selling discounted merchandise from the store. On other than this, other than EBO and offline channel, across the channel, we are not clocking more than 7% of the 7 to 8% discount on a year-to-year basis. So which clearly indicates that discountings are very low in at least for our brand and our segment. Then so the kind of store we are looking at is somewhere around 400 to 600 square feet, with a so once the process will start once the LOI is signed, that is a letter of intent. We'll need a check of 5 lakhs, where 2 lakh will be the franchisee fee, and 3 lakhs will be adjusted against the stock which will be bought from us. For example, for a 400 square feet, if we buy a stock of 10 lakhs, then in that case, you guys will have to pay 7 lakhs, because 3 lakhs will be adjusted from this initial payment of 5 lakh. Okay, so now going to the next slide. Yeah, so this slide basically shows how year on year we are projecting the sales and how the numbers and profitability will look for the partners. So here assumptions are taken at 400 square feet of store. And then monthly sales value of 5 lakh, which has been considered at, we have been very conservative and kept a little lower sales number. However, I'll give some of detail of our other stores which we have currently. So we have kept 5 lakhs as sales number. Then capex. So there are different parameters of a financial sheet, where you can see we have considered all normal discounted, like how. So I was talking about 10% of 40% on the fresh and 20% on discounted. So you can see the value is like 9,000 approx, which is way lesser, which will be somewhere around 10% approximately. Yeah. So the discounted sale is what we have considered is 10%. So if we do a sale of 5 lakh, So first month, what we are targeting to do is sale of 5 lakh, and then after incurring all these expenses, we'll be making somewhere around 40,000 of profit from that for that particular month. And now going into year 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the basic projections which we have made. So again, considering these numbers, so we are saying year 1 to 2 will grow by 35%, because the first to second year growth rate is comparatively higher, and subsequently then it reduces. So from second to third year we have taken 10%, and third to fourth year we have taken again 10%, and further fifth year we have kept it 8%, like it becomes really constant. Uh, and you can clearly see the net earning, which is increasing year on year. So, and rate of then per year, the percentage wise, you can clearly see the surge in the earnings is here. So, once after this presentation, all interested franchisee or partners can request for this slide. Guys can go through all the financials so that you can get back to us in case of any questions. So now next, I'm getting into the MRP wise sales. So you can see 100 on a on a scale of 100 rupees. We have calculated the tax value, post tax value. The value will be 95 rupees, which is 5% GST. So these calculations have been given. So retail realization will be 95.24. Then margin is 40%. Then margin value is 38%. So basically, this sheet slide shows you on 100 rupees how the margin and other things will work. Similarly, for fresh and discounted, we have kept. Then, okay, so this is an important slide where we are showing you that what all things will be given from the company side, and what all things the partner has to get done. So VM will be provided from the company side. Then movable fixtures will be provided from the company side. Signage will be provided from the company side. So rest other things will be taken care by the partners. Okay, these are the prerequisites for a store. So this basically talks about the size of the store, how big the wall should be, how many walls should be there, the color scheme, things. However, these things, once we get into the LOI, we'll be talking about all these things in a detailed manner, and we'll also help you with different teams who will be helping you for all these things. And these are some of do's and don'ts, which like broadly speaks about what we should do and what we should not to get into collaboration with Nykd and opening a store. And if we talk about the growth plan, we are targeting to open 500 stores in next 5 years. So yeah, precisely this is what the whole presentation and was for NYKD. Thank you so much. Expecting now open for Q&A if you have anything to ask.
So Gaurav, there was one client who was asking for whether it is available for FOFO model or not.
Sorry, I missed that part. So it's a FOFO model, franchisee owned, franchisee operated.
Correct. So we don't have any FOFO model.
No,
Correct.
all franchisee owned, franchisee operated.
Okay.
Any other question which you want to take up, Yogita?
Sure, Neha, I'll do that. So our next brand is Mr. Nikud, who is going to handle this. It's Fresh Knots. So we'll be sharing the screen for the same.
Thank you, Yogita.
Right.
Hi, team.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to put up my setup over here. So this is Fresh Knots. We deal in flowers, talk about flowers, anything fresh, real, artificial, plants, we are there for that. Typically, if you ask me, the product is bifurcated into two phases. One is real, one is artificial. So if a real perspective, if you ask me, starting from a single rose till an event, a wedding, we are there. So if you go to the slide, can you put on the Yogita, the presentation, please?
I'll do that.
Yeah. So this is a typical arrangement that we have done. So this is something which covers basically B2C customers, where you need flowers for everything. You talk about happy, sad, laugh, nothing, everything you need. Somebody dies, you need flower for that. So the market, if you talk about, is something which is big, very big. So this is what put on the second slide over here. Yeah. Now, this is the second segment which you talk about, which is an artificial setup that is I'm talking about. Now, this is something which is going up in a very, very big way. You don't have an alternate option to fresh flower all the time. So let's say somebody want a value for the money for the gift that is being given. Artificial is an alternate option to it. Now, in artificial, if we talk about earlier, artificial used to look like an artificial. Now, artificials have changed in a very big way. Now, artificial really look like a real flower and the value for the money that you talk about. Now, if you ask me for the market, which is over there, slide number, next slide, please. Yeah, no, before that. Yeah. So there are basically two channels where we can work upon. There's B2C and B2B. Now, I'll talk about B2C for some time. So B2C is something where anybody walking into your store and picking up anything is what we call as B2C. Now, all these people who are coming over there can have a fresh flower. The store has everything. So, typically in a store, we have a section, something called fresh flower section. Now, there, all the flowers, everything is bifurcated. So, you have a choice of picking up roses, you have a choice of picking up lilies. So, let the customer choose the flower, let the customer choose the paper they want, let the customer choose the bow color they want. The whole team is over there, and then they can pick up anything they want and they make it right in front of you and hand over the bouquet. What if I remember my old days, typically what used to be the case was get into a store, you see there are 40 bouquets lying around in front of you, you have an MRP tag in front of you, you just have to pick any one of them. You like it, you don't like it, you don't have a choice. But here we are not talking about that. And also something which is already being made, what about the freshness? I mean, we cannot be a smart customer all the time that we know what flowers are fresh and what is not. What you see, you feel that it is good, but it may not be that good. So what we are talking about is that you choose the flower, you tell us the occasion, you tell us the moment that want to cover with, you tell us your budget. You don't know the budget, we'll give you the choices where you have a choice where the flowers have their separate prices, the paper have their separate prices. There's a series where right now we're handling more than 400 to 500 only variety of packing papers. So you talk about the customization, Fresh Notes is there. Now, again, moving forward, now after looking at that, you can also choose something where you want something else to be done. Let's say you want to decorate your room, you want to decorate your house, you have something else in your mind. The designers are there right in front of you. You talk to them, you suggest them what you want, what you have in your mind, what you've seen earlier, what you've seen in a website. We will do it for you. Now, B2B, if you ask me, it's a very, very big segment. Just let the backslide be as it is. B2B, if you ask me, B2B has got a very, very huge potential. Typically, if you ask me, all the offices right now want to have flowers in their office. It is not just those concrete structure where you spend lakhs of money just to have an interiors. Unless you have a green in your office, your eyes will never be soothing. You will never feel comfortable. Maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, then you'll start feeling something is being missed in the office. This is where the whole idea of coming into picture. B2B is something where you get into a yearly contract with the company. First day of the month, your billing is done, and you are absolutely out of your hassle of getting out the income from the system. After that, you have the whole month to play around with the store, sales, everything, and do whatever you want to do. Can we have the next slide? So this is one of the slides that we put on where how a fresh flower can be used upon. So on the left slide, if you see, it's a congratulations which we have made for a client. Now here, in this particular section, you tell about the occasion. It may be something else. We can design it over there. You want a wine bottle to be done, we can do it. You talk about any other setup which is there, we can do that. The whole idea beyond that is customization. You tell me what you want. You tell us what is there. You don't want an alcohol bottle, we can have an alcohol-free bottle. You don't want a bottle at all, we can have a chocolate. You don't want chocolate, we can have something else. It just goes on and on. How you want it, we can work it out on that part. Now coming to the artificial section. Next slide, Yogita. This is where the artificial section. So the earlier second slide that was seen was an artificial arrangement, previous one. Now this is again a decor that we are getting into. This particular slide, as you can see, is totally merging into an artificial interior section. Now let's say you want to design your balcony. Whom will you call to? Interior guys would not be interested because for them a minimum value of 10 lakhs is what makes sense for them. Otherwise, they're not interested. Now you want to do it on your own. If you could have done it, you would not have searched for someone. So which is not the case. So now what we are talking about is have your balcony, have a vertical wall. You don't want it real, you have a problem in maintaining because I am sitting in a Bangalore, you are a working couple, you don't even have time to water the plants. So we can have artificial being done. We have designers who can be working, helping you out with the place. You just give us a 3D drawing. We will design it for you. We will show you the options which is available. We'll give you the pricing. Once you confirm, it is done. I'm talking on behalf of the partners who are going to join us and how we're going to support them. So the whole idea is that you can customize each and every part of it. You don't like something, remove it. There's some other choices. So each and every corner will have more than 5, 7, 10 choices. You can just play around with whatever you want. The right side you see the guitar that you put on is a musician house. So they wanted us to play around with the guitar. Please do it, no problem. I mean, the whole vertical wall, which is on the background as an artificial, we can add to whatever element that you want to add. Next slide. Now, this is a smaller version of the same artificial setup. Okay, you don't want to get into interiors. You want to gift to someone. You have an occasion. You have an interior in the house, a corner place, a corner table which is empty. This is something which is again one of the products in artificial, which you can pick it up from the store in any way you want to. There's a price range which starts from 500 rupees till 50,000. So there's no stopping to it. Now you don't like a particular flower which is not there, remove it. We'll have some other flower done over there. Each and every element in the setup, we are customization. We are giving you a choice of pot, we are giving you a choice of flower, we're giving you a choice of dry sticks, we're giving a choice of other elements that is being used over there. Everything is available in the store. You don't have to go to Amazon or anywhere, any other portal to buy them. Next slide. Now, this is the area where Modi ji also was talking about just 2 days back. So this is what we call about events. So event is something which is very, 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 very big. There's no stop to this, starting from a 10,000 rupees till 50 lakhs rupees or 1 crore rupees, whatever the wedding is into. Decoration is something people spend money on. And this is where we are excelling on this. You see the slide over there. So it's a puja setup, it's a wedding setup, it's a house opening, it's an office opening, it's a new store launch. Anything that is coming up, they have to decorate with the flowers. We support it to our customers in a way that you want us to go there and deal with the customer. We have a support, we'll do that. You don't want us to do that, you go there, we are there as a backend support for you. You don't want to do this, just get the lead, the team is there, you go along with them, learn how you want to do it, and then we are there in the backend again. In all the cases, whatever you feel you're comfortable with, there's a full support that we are giving to you, and your margins will be passed on to you. Next slide. Now, coming to this, is an indoor plants. Indoor plants is a very, very big culture which has come up in a major way after Corona. So what we are stressing it on, we also have an indoor plant as a product which we are trying to cover it up as a gifting option. So typically going to a market and buying a plant is not what we're talking about. That cannot be gifted to, friends of yours. So it has to be decorated. It has to be done in whatever way. You have to have a hamper. You have to have a tray. You have to have the elements which will make it look more beautiful. So this slide, particularly if you have a look at the pictures, they show that the indoor plants are being converted into an hamper which can be used in a very, very big way. Bonsai, you talk about indoor anthuriums, flowering, non-flowering. You have some occasion, you want to, the occasion can be auspicious, it cannot be personal. You add those elements along with the plant. So this is one section which is again picked up in a very big way after Corona. People have learned that we have a house other than just staying outside, and the plants have come up in a very, very way. The market has almost gone 10 times than what it was before Corona. Next slide. Yeah. Now this is a corporate gifting again, which covers in a very big way, especially with the B2B. So all the offices who have their employees working around, they have to have these hampers with them. A client visiting to them, they want to have their hampers with them. Someone want to have another anniversaries, birthdays of their employees, partners talking to each other, it has to have an hamper. So this is one segment where B2B is going to be a very, very big market for you. They just send you a list of their employees, maybe 500 employees, and on the first day of the month, you get the list. So you have all the 30 days and 365 days to cover and all with the hampers. You just need to build them on the first day of the month. You talk about Christmas, you talk about Diwali, you talk about New Year, you talk about Valentine, you talk about summers. All you need to do is just play around with the design, just play around with the product, and it is there. These are again details which is there, the setup, the training and operation, and these all details we can share it on one-to-one basis, people who are interested, or we can further proceed with that. The next slide. This is again one of the artificial setups. Again, we can share them in personally one-to-one basis, where all the training and operation, we have a full SOP where the quality, the standard has to be maintained, how it is to be done. We will provide you with the team, the manpower, the people who are going to design the product. Everything will be provided as a backend. We are making you as a team, not as a partner. Please proceed. Yeah, next. These are all reasons why you can choose Fresh Notes. We can share this one-to-one. Can you come on the commercial slide? Typically, the whole idea of this thing is we are trying to have it in the 3 slots: 500 square feet, 1,000 and 2,000 square feet. So if you ask about the 500 square feet, we are looking for investment of around 12 to 14 lakhs, where you will have a stock fill up of 4 lakhs rupees, and the interiors would be 4 lakhs rupees, and the remaining would be your expenses for the manpower and other chapter. The franchisee fees is being included on this particular investment. The gross margin is around 30 to 35% that we are passing straight away to you. Then typically payback period is around 2 to 2.5 years, and 5 years is a contract period. Now 500,000 and 2,000, the basic difference between them, apart from the investment, is that customization is something which will hit in a major way, where we are looking for a 2,000 square feet or 1,000 square feet at least. In a 500 square feet, typically, if you ask me, then you can have a customization on the fresh flowers. But on an artificial, having a customization means you have to have a place where you have to keep all the products in stock with you. So we feel, personally, with our experience that we had, we feel that 500 square feet would be more of a pick up and go kind of store. Beyond that, it will be a fully customized store. Anything, questions? We are open to questions, guys. Can you tell us anything more?
So Mr. Jagmohan is asking, is it available in Hyderabad as well?
Yes, Bangalore and Hyderabad, we are open as of now. We don't want to bombard with the franchisee. We want to form our team, which is there. Full support will be given. And please, we'll go very slowly so that each and every franchisee owner feels that they are part of Freshnots.
Again, Mr. Vishnu is asking about the total investment, which is available over here. And if you have any queries, please, you can ask in Q&A box.
There is one question which I would want to ask you directly here is how are we different from the other flower and gifting stores which are already there in the market, and they are already famous? So
I'll tell you.
guys, yeah.
See, the whole idea is that if I talk about any other flower shop, let's say Fun Hospital, they are the leading brand owner right now. For them, one of the major reason is that the typical customer segment are the young ones who are, working, studying in a college or a school. So for them, it is as good as I need a 10 roses a bouquet. I don't care what quality, price is the factor for me. So it is as good as saying that I don't want an Alfonso mango, but a local mango also would do the job because it's a mango. But that is not the case. That is with the fresh flower. Now, if you talk about the other flower, whatever industry you take into, none of them are into artificial flowers. None of them are giving the support for the events. None of them are giving the support for customization, which is the most important thing. Customization is something which is not there at all in any of the stores. You just walk in there, you have a choice, you have to choose within them. In our case, we are targeting more of an HNI customers, who want to get into their interiors, who want a quality of flowers, someone who really want to have a quality where it cannot happen that 60 centimeter length of a rose is a different case where a 40 centimeter rose. So that's how we differentiate from others.
I must say, very well explained. One more question is there, which I want to pick up is what kind of marketing and sales support you're going to provide to the franchisee partners?
See, we already have a big presence in the website is there, Instagram, Facebook. That is all the places we are already covered up with. Initially, when you are going to start the store, we are going to have influencers coming down to the store. Now, the one of the also idea that we also have is that local market is something which is picking up in a very big way. So nowadays, let's say I like a shop, but it is 1 hour far away from me. So that is something which you will never go over there, even if you like the store. So the whole idea is that we are trying to cover up, let's say, 10 to 15 kilometers of that particular radius of that particular store. And the customer over there is what is my target right now. I don't have to run around. I don't have to go around. Those are the people I have to cover up with. Marketing support in all the possible way. We are going to keep on pushing up your brand, your product. Again, one more support that we can also have is that maybe, let's say I get an order in my main store from that particular area. We'll pass out the order to you and you take the order. Not a problem. So I mean, it is a workable model where the delivery execution has to be done from your end. Why would I spend 200 rupees on a delivery charge rather than if I'm getting it done for 50 rupees from you? So the remaining 150 is a margin which is coming up straight away up to you. So it is as good as saying that if we are growing, my franchisee people are also growing.
I think it's a wonderful thing which you have mentioned right now. What is the ticket size?
Ticket size is starting from 20 rupees to a single rose to events. If you get into, then it's 50 lakhs rupees. Bouquet 30-40,000 rupees per bouquet at minimum. At least we're talking about event 10,000 rupees is the minimum that we feel is the starting range. Maybe below that it doesn't work out for execution point of view. And hampers, if you talk about, they're starting from 1,000 to 20-25,000 rupees. So each and every segment that I'm talking about has a range going on. For me, the smallest ticket size is 20 rupees a single rose, which is not a value wise, but if you ask me, a single rose, the moment that we're talking about is something which is the most important from all the cases.
Okay, and one last question: do we also cater into the events in terms of providing decor?
That's what I'm saying. So event wise, we are there for all the support that you want from us. You just get us the lead, we will handle it for you. You want us to come along with us, please come along and get yourself trained, and in due course of time you can take it up. You after getting it trained, you want the execution to be done from our team, and then rest all you want to take care of, please do it. We are there for you. You want our salesman to go over there, handle marketing guide, talk to the customer, get that deal converted into an order, no problem. We are there support for you. Full support is there for whatever you want.
Okay, and do we also get this event leads from the online platforms wherever we are doing our marketing?
Lead is something which, as a FOFO model, we expect the franchisee owner to get the leads from there. That is what we are typically looking for. Rest all we are there as a backend support.
Okay, so you're saying that the lead is something which the franchisee owner has to take care. But since you
Yes,
mentioned that we are doing the marketing part onto the national level, uh,
yes,
so
yes, yes,
uh, so I mean, are we doing online sale also?
yes, yes. We have a website also where the online sale is also happening. Then
Okay,
Instagram, Flipkart, all the possible modes of online presence we have over there. So those are also channels where we can sell the products.
all right. And in that online sale, what benefit the franchisee partners are going to receive?
See, that's what I mentioned. The delivery charge is something which is very, very critical in this case. So let's say I'm sitting in a place for point A and point B is my point of delivery, which is say like 40 kilometers from my place. The whole idea is that if I spend 500 or 600 rupees of delivery charge just to make that order executed, it doesn't make viable for me. So I'm going to look after my franchisee owner to handle that order for me. So typically, I'm going to pass on the order to him. He is going to take care of the execution and delivery and everything to be managed by him. And commercials will work out internally where he also get a margin and also get a margin.
All right, I think this is wonderful, and since you're flexible on to things, so when we proceed it further, we can have a one-on-one discussion on table, which is already there. So I think it's a wonderful concept altogether. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, Nikunji, and sharing
Thank
your
you.
brand details as well as the opportunity with our participants who are watching you live. And thanks all the participants as well as the panelists. Thank you, Yogita, Mr. Nikunj, Mr. Two panelists are already gone. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And tomorrow again, we are coming up with the education industry to share with you some education opportunities with the play school as well as high schools. And if you are looking anything into education, you can join us tomorrow at 7 sharp. The detail will be shared with you shortly. And I'm sure the brand detail which we have shared today with you are going to help you in finalizing the business opportunity, the business planning, whatever you're planning for yourself into this new year. Thank you everyone for joining us today.